야, 금요일날 저녁 때 7시가 막 넘었습니다. 소요산공원에 갔다가 늦게 와서 한숨 자고 막 일어났더니 시간이 됐네요. 자, 저녁 먹기 전에 세상의 책들을 좀 읽겠습니다. 뭐가 준비가 안 됐는데 뭐가 준비가 Rain rules. 12 principles for surviving and thriving at work, home, and school. They also are more likely to suffer from autoimmune disorders such as asthma and diabetes. Donut Economics, Financial Times Book of the Year long list, 7 ways to think like a first-century economist. And with that lab of ambition among businesses, among cities, and among nations, we will start to become not just harmless to nature's cycles, but helpful participants in their regeneration. What you are really meant to do, a roadmap for reaching your unique potential. And it's not surprising. And leveraging the emotional ingredients necessary for business success. I'm curious, and you are curious too. Will your next post be the one that eventually lead to a show on Netflix? Perfect happiness. Again, Shadow says, what does that have to do with you? Reinvention. Turn around your business, transform your career. 5 steps to personal rebranding. The Japanese factories alone could produce almost 1 million more cars a year than the company sold. Wherever you go, there you are. Mindfulness and meditation in everyday life. They are wishing oneself well, consciously, from the intention to be free now, in this moment at least, from the problems we so often make for ourselves, or compound for ourselves through our own fear and forgetfulness. Speak with power and confidence. Convey a positive professional image in any job interview. Part 3. Surefire strategies for special situations. From failure to success. Everyday habits and exercises to build mental resilience and turn failures into successes. Chapter 15. Forgive yourself. Some people feel self-hatred after a failure. How to talk about hot topics on campus, from polarization to moral conversation. After we return home, most of us critique several drafts. One American English proverbs. A fool and his money are soon parted. A foolish person quickly spends his or her money on worthless things. 100 facts of the invention. Sailing into the unknown. Early sailors looked at the stars to find their way around. Make your kids a money genius, even if you are not. Compound interest can make you rich one day. The phenomenon of compound interest has been called the eighth wonder of the world. Word smart, ramen to mourn. As the snowstorm gained in intensity, Stan lamented his decision that morning to dress in shorts and a t-shirt. Essential words for the GRE. Alchemy, and heavy luggage make the train less appealing, especially if you are flying from the north terminal, which is much further away from the rail station. The art of success, what no one ever taught you, but you still need to know. Let everybody else cry over small burst, but not you. Many of us let ourselves slip into smallness in the way we think, dream, and act. Many of us let ourselves slip into smallness in the way we think, dream, and act. We recommend your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight for unexpected turbulence. Civility in America. The chairs. Jobs observed were judgy, originals, and hid and upon a brief account of the Japanese American woodworker's life. Strategies for global success. The global entrepreneur. What Boeing global really means. Globalization of tasks and resources. Language differences can cause a bottleneck, a Tower of Babel, as it were, when geographically dispersed employees have to work together to meet complete goals. How to be productive without burning out. Positive intelligence. 9 ways successful people defeat the stress. Accumulated over time. Accumulated over time. Negative stress can depress you, burn you out, make you sick, or even kill you. the value of happiness, how employee well-being drive profit. Runaway capitalism, beware of the peacock effect. Those of us who believe capitalism can adapt and should not succumb to the excess that are crippling it will keep looking for the new markets of fitness and sharing the new rules. Exploration in American culture, readings for critical thinking, writing, and the discussion. What statement is the wearer trying to make? Examine the pictures below. Each represents a popular look worn by Americans at one time or another. Describe each one, paying particular attention to details of clothing, makeup, and the hair. Reading people, how to understand the people and predict their behavior anytime, any place. The habitual liar is fairly uncommon, so most of us are temporarily taken in when we encounter one. Restful sleep, the complete mind-body program for overcoming insomnia. You can substitute other light to moderate exercise of a continuous motion, such as cycling and swimming. Using a stationary bicycle or cross-country ski machine is also recommended. The millionaire fast lane, crack the code to wealth and live rich for a lifetime. How much money are you making? I asked early and open. Schedule stop to change your life. That physical signal will help to keep them mindful that they are on a mission to change something. How can I improve my drive and the determination? Boost your optimism factor. Develop a strong connection to your own spirituality, personal philosophy, or community in order to help you step back and gain perspective. Goal. 目標、目的、目的地、ゴール。Goal of price setting. 価格設定目標。 one simple idea for startups and the entrepreneurs. I strongly suggest that you use online selling to supplement your retail sales, not as your sole or even primary sales channel. Enlightenment now. The case for religion, science, humanism, and the progress. My favorite comes from Hans Rosling, who, when asked whether he was an optimist, replied, "I'm not an optimist. I'm a very serious possibilist." The trusted advisor. The client is made to feel involved. If, on the other hand, through simple gestures and words, the agenda becomes shared, we have created and acted upon a powerful symbol for working together jointly. What good listeners do? What do good listeners do that make them good listeners? They probe for clarification. Listen for unvoiced emotion. Heal your body. Heal your body. I love my body. I love myself. I love all my cycle. All is said well. Better, simpler strategy. A value-based guide to exceptional performance. The idea was to take what we had learned from our existing strategy and upgrade it to a new level, a level that takes time, takes into account where the world is headed and how customers have changed. How to be useful. That way you get the satisfaction of knowing that both your triumphs and failures are yours and yours only, which is, I think, about as elegant a life strategy as stealing from a public library, should you decide to attempt the mastermind yourself. Some other consideration also apply. Fluent forever. How to learn any language fast and never forget it. New prompt. This is an extinct flightless bird. New answer. The dodo bird. Dodo, the dodo bird. $1 billion consulting, the professional's guide to growing a practice. Seeking a quote or a case study for the book you are writing. The now habit at work. Perform optimally, maintain focus, and ignite the motivation in yourself and others. What worked? I led Peter through the first page of the 5-year Ghost of Christmas Future exercise from the last chapter. The cost of hiring someone to manage the office was prohibitive, as was the cost of hiring a headhunter. The 7 powers of question, secrets to successful communication in life and at work. Therefore, the power of questions as a tool for communicating affects every business function, and anyone who hopes to lead any type of organization successfully had better master the art of asking. IQ. Better managers tend to ask better questions. Everyone is a salesperson. The female brain, sassy. Her 1-year-old was still breastfeeding 2 or 3 times a day, and she said she could never have imagined such a complete, selfless sense of connection with another. Purport. Purpose, tenor, intent. I find it difficult to understand the purport of each speech. Sleeping with your smartphone. How to break the 24/7 habit and change the way you work. And you need to be prepared to keep going at it. Flash foresight, how to see the invisible and do the impossible. information about virtually everything at your fingertips. Just add the light and stir. To have ego means to believe in your own strength. Believe in your own strength. You can make it happen. A 9-step plan for success. You wanted here to watch the 40 years of work that went into my art. In truth, everyone faces hardships and rejection and loss in their lives, even those who may appear to be blessed. Great American speeches, but I will not continue these remarks. Choose your story, change your life, silence your inner critic, and rewrite your life from the inside out. You might, for example, have a money story that comes from a childhood or even generation of childhoods wrought with the pangs of poverty. He that would eat the fruit must climb the tree. You must go into the country to hear one news at London. Wake up and live. This book will help you reach your goals and achieve success. The only one to impress, at least at first, is yourself, and that only to the extent of making for yourself a congenial working atmosphere. Stress management. How to manage stress in any situation. Tip. If you really do not have someone, then finding a private space to express yourself and writing down your feeling and frustration are the next best thing. 20-something guide to getting it together. Your partner can go to a bar with his new friends about being tempted by the fruit tabernacle. Good to know. You can too. Even better. Good to know. Good economics for hard times. And to the extent poor countries do not in fact grow faster than the richer ones, the role model tells us this said to be a consequence of their bad policies. You don't have to be ruthless to win. When I wanted billions before my transformation, I was stuck. I was stuck in this prison. I would take steps to make it look like I was giving to others, but what I really was doing was trying to gain approval, business, or favor from others by appearing to give selflessly. What is the death penalty? The death penalty in the United States. Old enough to kill, old enough to die. What I didn't learn in business school, how strategy works in the real world. What we were doing in that room wasn't just an exercise. Reflection question. Such HGS increased plasticware R&D staff? If yes, when and how significantly? A good call. I stepped into the hallway so I wouldn't disturb Vivek. The Everest Principle. How to achieve the summit of your life. 5 elements that influence performance. In addition to acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine has given us another tool known as the 5 elements that we've found quite useful in counseling people for peak performance. All about USA, Henry Ford. Henry Ford was born in 1863 in the state of Michigan. fourth industrial revolution. The democratic power of digital media means it can also be used by non-stated actors, particularly communities with harmful intention, to spread propaganda and to mobilize followers in favor of extremist causes, as has been seen recently with the rise of Daesh and other social media savvy terrorist organizations. The creative curve, how to develop the right idea at the right time. As he analyzed the data, there it was. Eat the move, sleep. How small choices lead to big changes. Looking good. Get a 10 from tomatoes. Whether you realize it or not, you make a quick assumption about how healthy someone is based on his or her physical appearance. The Memory Bible, brain training without the straining. Concerned about insulting her current doctor, she sought yet another physician to prescribe this new drug. Management tips: become a creative leader. Yesterday's leadership skills will not work in today's fast-moving and evolving world. Third culture keys. One problem, some might say blessing, international sojourners face is that they can rarely take all their possession with them when they move. Right on track. Decide when you want to learn from the interview. Think about what your audience might want to know. Study abroad, an insider's guide to drink as much water as you can on the plane and avoid salty foods that dehydrate you. Gulps, bays, and straits are very important for marine traffic. Ocean zones. The coastline of the Japanese archipelago is as long as 35,000 kilometers. 50 rules kids won't learn in school. What's next? Willpower. Rediscovering the greatest human strengths. Roger Stanley, in his moment of despair, succumbing to religion and imagining himself with a soul, maybe. But given his lifelong struggles, given all his stratagems to conserve his powers in the wilderness, it seems likely that he had something more secular in mind. His real self, as the beast saw it, was his will. The power of your subconscious mind. Unlock your master key to success. If you are writing a novel, play, or book, or are working on an invention, speak to your subconscious mind at night and claim boldly that it's the wisdom, intelligence, and power are guiding, directing, and revealing to you the ideal play, novel, book, or revealing the perfect solution. whatever it may be. Wonders will happen as you pray this the way. Be happy without being perfect. How to worry less and enjoy life more. Take turns. Perfectionists sometimes have trouble compromising because if both parties offer concession, nobody gets what they want. Secrets of attraction, the universal laws of love, sex, and romance. You'll notice that the marriage vows don't say love and honor until one of us irritates the hell out of the other. Why men don't listen and women can read maps. It was now no longer necessary to wait the millions of years for an accident to mutate the cell toward better survival. Mutate. The 5 most important questions you will ever ask about your organization. On the one hand, we must ensure that our plans are designed in such a way that results can be measured. Intelligence, the creative response to now. There's no need. The computer can do everything. It just has to be given information. Then you can meditate, you can dance, you can sing, you can go for world trips. Social studies. Soon more English families came to New England. Reading for real. Intermittent, synonyms, irregular, occasional, periodic, spasmodic. Antonyms, continuous, steady, unceasing, intermittent. People grow and change. Grain brain. The surprising truth about wheat, carbs, and sugar. Your brain's silent killers. Part of the reason I am focusing on fats and cholesterol in particular is not only because these ingredients have everything to do with brain health, but also because we live in a society that continues to demonize them, and the huge pharmaceutical industry preys on the public's misinformation and perpetuate falsehood, many of which could physically destroy us. Future trends, a guide to decision making and leadership in business. Social trends. Much as other categories of trends, those revolving in the social sphere, make it clear that change always serves as the primary currency of the future traffic, why we drive the way we do, and what it says about us. Drivers actually did a better job of staying in their own lane on the road with no center line.